We are all still on LeBron watch because the King says he will not play for the Lakers next year and he's going to explore free agency. He has yet to make a decision. We thought he maybe would have slipped over the weekend considering he had a microphone in his hand multiple times at Phonetics Fest in New York. And maybe he did. Listen to this.
I want to, join a franchise that kind of shares the same, motto as myself, and that's like practicing championship habits every day, but trusting the process more than anything. I think when you trust the process of actually getting to that point.
Hold on. Realize, that's just a term. That's a term. And by the way, I've
been saying to trust the process since I was drafted in like 2003. I don't even know if he was even born yet.
Trust the process. We all had to rewind to be sure we heard the right thing. Brian Windhorst joins us now here on First Take. Wendy, was this a little bit of a breadcrumb maybe for LeBron?
No. Good morning, Shay. He did 3 hours. I think all of us can appreciate on this show having to fill hours of content without having much to say at times. And LeBron did 3 different shows for like 3 total hours and was determined not to give anybody anything. And the fans who came there were determined to get something. They were sitting on the edge of their seat. I promise you, midway through a sentence in the middle of his 3rd hour was not when he was dropping breadcrumbs. I do think, however, he has seriously considered Philly. He absolutely has had conversations with Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid and Jaylen Brown. But he's also had conversations with players on other teams. And so that's what makes this decision so fascinating is you can make a reasonable case for Philadelphia. You can make a reasonable case for Miami. And of course, the case for Cleveland is very strong because he's from there. I do think that LeBron has some level of temptation to go outside the norm here. In other words, it would be a layup to go to Cleveland. And if he picks Cleveland, I think he won't have to do any explaining. I do think he has investigated Philly, and I do think he has looked into the process, so to speak. But no, Shay, I don't think this was anything but he's making a comment in the middle of a long day of content machining.
Stephen A.
I had cynics reach out to me and say, you know what? LeBron James should start a new sitcom. It should be called The Indecision because he can't make up his mind. And I came to his defense because I said, I don't believe that for 1 second. I believe he knows exactly where he's going. He just wanted to wait until the World Cup was over before he tells anybody. That's all. And Wendy, here's where my mindset lies. I've gone back and forth. I've vacillated back and forth because obviously he's got a home in Miami. He's got obviously a home in Akron, Ohio. But I've gone back and forth between Cleveland and Golden State.